Zaczynamy Night City Wire, odcinek drugi. Wykluczowana koszulka.
Welcome to episode 2 of Night City Wire. This is the show from us at CD Projekt RED, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. In today's episode, we're going to be deep diving into life paths and showing you a brand new gameplay video, as well as having a chat to Philip from our quest team. Then we're going behind the scenes and taking a look at how Refused are bringing the band Samurai to life. And then we're showing you another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our senior gameplay designer,
cisno.
some of the
Nowy gameplay będzie z tych obrzeży i też będą pokazane te ścieżki.
Street Kid, Nomad or Corpo. Which will you pick?
Dzięki Kraino. Dzięki Kraino, proszę Państwa. 3 ścieżki na start. Każda zupełnie inaczej będzie się rozpoczynała. Super. To akurat bardzo lubię w cyberze. Że każdy będzie miał inną grę. Ale dobra, posłuchajmy.
Well,
Street Kid.
who do we have here? Grew up in Haywood. The whole street was my family. Neighbors helped each other out. Thought nothing of it.
I'm pleased to see you have not forgotten your roots.
Kurde, wkręcam
Born
się.
here, live here, die here.
Childhood memories. Hopping buildings.
Minimum 3 przejścia będą, albo myślę, że z 5.
I tasted blood from a split lip.
Motherfucker!
Got everybody fighting for a slice of the street.
Get the fuck out of Vista!
If you keep getting jumped, you find some stronger choosers.
Dzisiaj naprawdę ładnie to wygląda na streamie.
Do you want to spend the rest of your days blasting scabs? Or become a legend overnight?
Mega, dzięki za wsparcie.
The Major.
Już nie ogarniemy.
Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on!
Kurde. Naprawdę dużą siłą Cyberpunka będą te wybory i różnorodność właśnie podejścia. No masz. No masz.
Oh, and first kiss in the middle of a synth cornfield.
Tutaj więcej zdecydowanie przejść, żeby wszystko zobaczyć.
A choice forges strong bonds
Wiedźmin
and
to
higher
taki
duty that
wstęp
stand
był,
solid as an old oak.
Tutaj jest to bardziej rozbudowane, no bo już mamy start w 3 innych opcjach i też mamy inne dialogi dzięki temu, nie?
Miss this, you know? Camaraderie.
I know. I
Na
saw
obrzeżach
it
tutaj
in your
zaczyna.
heart the first time.
Nie jest za głośno ja albo gra, nie wiem, czy tam
You know what
gameplay.
I always liked about nomads? Your taste, no, hunger for freedom. Not easy to come by in Night City. Corp's got their grubby claws
A
in
zobaczcie właśnie jak te obrzeża będą wyglądały, nie? Taki trochę Mad Max. No i Corpo.
They were supposed to be ready yesterday.
The
Corpo
world's
sobie
going to
zaczyna
tear us
już od
apart
razu
before it
tutaj.
gets around.
The world's never going to find out.
If I go down, you're going down with me.
Mega.
No, I'm not fucking joking.
This isn't a request, V.
Ja chciałem na początku właśnie grać Corpo takim netrunnerem, ale no nie wiem co wybiorę na start. Wszystko jest interesujące.
Tomorrow, you'll get somebody else to zero you.
What's the rules, Jack? Wanna be top?
Ale
Gotta
ja.
have some skin in the game.
Yeah, but you're not on top. Saburo Arasaka is. And you're the pendejo who keeps him there.
Kurde.
Work for yourself, live for
Tylko
yourself.
jestem terminami tak zszokowany, że są wszystkie w tym samym czasie, a tak to jest fantastyczna sprawa. Fantastyczna sprawa. No, nadal trzymają ten termin właśnie,
Philip,
nie?
it is so good to see you again. It's actually been a while since I've had a chance to interview you about Cyberpunk. So I think for today we'll start with a question that everybody wants to know. How does the path you pick affect your time in Night City?
It actually
Pudełkowa
affects
oczywiście,
your
że
time
będzie.
quite a lot throughout the whole game, but let's start at the beginning, because basically our game has 3 different
Siema,
starts
siema.
depending on your life path. As an example, if you choose the Street Kid life path, you have lived most of your time in Night
tak
City.
na pierwszy rzut
You know
oka,
the
co byście
streets,
wybrali?
you know the
Jakąś
gang,
ścieżkę
you
na
know the
start?
slang, you kind of know what's going on in the, let's say, lower life aspects of the city, which can of course give you lots of good opportunities also later on in the game. But if you start as a nomad,
widzisz,
you actually
widzisz, no,
used to be
fajnie.
part of a nomad clan and a nomad
Nomada?
family. Because nomads that roam the deserts around Night City.
No to jest
that we
coś
call the
innego
Badlands,
właśnie, nie? Jak
actually
będziemy
value
tutaj
their
zaczynać.
family above
Oczywiście tam
anything.
później
But
można
for one reason or another, you actually
troszkę
left that
dostosować
family
sobie
behind.
postać,
And now the
zmienić,
beginning
ale
of the game for
tej
you will
ścieżki
actually be
początkowej już
how
nie
to get
zmienimy,
into
więc
Night
niektóre
City and how
opcje
to
będą
make a new life
zablokowane,
there.
nie?
Then you can also choose to actually be a corpo and choose the corporate
Ale
life
nie
path.
wszystkie, później
And
można
that
sobie
basically
perkami i
means that you're not at
umiejętnościami
home
to
in the streets of
dostosować,
Night
ale
City or in the deserts of the Badlands, but actually inside a boardroom, because you rose the
pochodzenie
corporate ladder
jednak
of the
ma
Arasaka
znaczenie.
Corporation, which basically gives you the ability
Nomad
to
Corpo
sometimes,
albo
read between the
to jest
lines,
Gans się ma,
read
siema.
people when they're trying to do business, which of
O,
course
no,
can give
trzy
you many
przejścia
nice
na pewno
opportunities
będą,
later
nie?
on.
So this isn't just about the start of the game. Can you maybe help people understand how
Wydaje
this
mi się, że to jest
translates
taka
to
gra
gameplay?
Yeah.
Podobnie
So the
może
thing
być
is,
jak z
we
Wiedźminem.
make Cyberpunk a real
Na start
RPG.
wiadomo,
Part of
hype,
that is that you can
ale
play
jeszcze po
your
iluś tam
character
latach
from
po
the
prostu
start
będziemy
to the end.
znajdować
And
jakiś,
of course,
tu linia
we have these
dialogowa
life
nowa,
paths affecting
tu
the
jakiś
beginning of the
zupełnie
game,
nowy quest,
but we want to make
tu
it so you
coś
have
zupełnie
your life path
innego
opportunities
i tak dalej, i
throughout
tak
the
dalej.
whole
Tak mi się
game
wydaje,
until
że
the game is over. And
każdy
as an
sobie
example,
raz
we do that
przejdzie,
by
ale
giving you additional
smaczki
options in
to
dialogues.
po
So I can give you
5-10
one
latach
specific
nawet, nie?
example.
Będą.
And this is a mission where you have to steal a flathead robot from the Maelstrom gang. Basically, those Maelstromers stole that flathead
Fabuła ma
before
nie być aż
from
tak
a corporate
bardzo
transport,
długa.
and the owner of that corporate transport, Meredith
No,
Stout,
to też
wants you
aktywności,
to do
ten
something
otwarty
else. And
świat,
this is an optional
wszystko
objective.
jeszcze tak w
And
górę
even
będzie
within that
szło.
objective, we want to give you some options. So as an
Ciężko
example,
powiedzieć,
if you
bo
have a
nawet Redzi
corporate
chyba nie
life path,
zdradzali, ale no
you
kilkadziesiąt
basically
godzin
know
i
what
tyle, nie?
Meredith Stout is really about. You can read between the lines.
Tak,
and you can
będą
get some
dodatki
additional
potwierdzone.
options that maybe actually
I będzie
later
później
enable
multiplayer.
you to do a completely different thing with the Maelstrom gang.
Później
And
będzie
if you're
osobna
a
gra
nomad,
multiplayer.
you know
Nie wiem,
exactly
czy w
some more
cenie tego,
details
czy
about
osobno,
how
ale
these
będzie.
Maelstromers would have even been able to steal a robot like that from Meredith Stout, who's part
Ale
of the
dodatki
very
mają
powerful
być
Militech
minimum też
corporation.
2,
As
podobnie
a
jak
street
wieś.
kid, we as an example don't give you a specific new dialogue option in that dialogue, because as a street kid, you do not have a
No
lot
i
of
tak,
experience
będzie można
dealing
grać
with
po przejściu,
higher up
no.
people like Meredith Stout. But we want to give you additional options that fit your life path very well. So later
Night
when you
City
actually
Online.
talk to the Maelstrom gang,
Nie mam
one
pojęcia,
member
w
of the
jaką
gang
stronę to
offers
pójdzie.
you some
Czy bardziej
illegal
GTA,
substance, but as a street kid, you actually know what
czy
this is
jakieś
about. You can
hakowania, to
talk
bardziej,
some shop
nie
with
wiem,
him,
w stronę
and that
Watch
might
Dogsów,
actually
ale
make
to
that character
też
like you a
pewnie
little
będzie
bit
miało swoją tożsamość,
So
nie?
Philip, I do have a couple of extra questions for you based on the video we just saw. And the first
Bo
is
Cyber jest
about
trochę
nomads.
taki unikatowy,
So
od
the nomad
zera
life
robiony.
path, this starts in a place called the Badlands. Is this somewhere you get to visit
Kurde,
even
fajne.
if you don't pick nomad to start with?
Ładnie
Yes,
wygląda.
absolutely. So the thing is, Night City is surrounded by this huge landscape
Cześć
that we
wszystkim.
call the Badlands, and you can go there whenever you want. So as an example, if you actually do play the Nomad life path at the start and you are in the Badlands, you can even see Night City on the horizon. And we want to give you the option
Patrzcie,
later
ile
in the
tam
game,
jest
if
do
you want,
celu.
you can just take your car and drive out of the city. You can go there whenever
Ciekawe,
you
co
want.
tu będzie do
Thing
roboty
is,
na
you
obrzeżach,
might
nie?
not want to, because the Badlands can be a pretty dangerous place at first, because time has not been very kind to the Badlands. There have been many wars in the past, there's global warming, so most people that do
Siemka,
live out
siemka.
there don't really have another choice about it, or are nomads
Tak
that
wydaje się, że
love this
wyludnione,
life
a
and are
ciekawe,
all
co tam
about
się
it and
będzie
are very
robiło.
battle-hardened. We of course also want to tell their stories, because we want to tell many different stories
Ale tymi
throughout the cyberpunk genre.
wyborami
which
to
means
się
that you will
jaram
also
bardzo,
find missions
bardzo
that lead
się
you out
jaram.
in the Badlands, or where you deal with the people living there.
So Philip, can you tell us a little bit more about the
A,
character
miłość to-
Padre? He's the guy we see giving
Jakieś tam
business
gierki
cards
będą,
to
ale to
street kid
zupełnie
V
inne.
in the video. Who is this man?
Yeah, so Padre is
Już
actually
takich
one of the
smaczków,
fixers
szczegółów
in
i
Night
jakichś
City.
takich
And
pobocznych
fixers are
aktywności jest
people that
dużo,
work
ale
as intermediaries.
no to nie jest
So if
Wiedźmin, nie? To
someone
jest
who has
zupełnie
a lot
nowa
of
gra.
money needs a
Wiedźmin jest w
problem
koszu
solved, they go to
i
a
to od
fixer.
nowa jest
And a fixer
zrobione,
then
zupełnie
finds
inne.
people who can solve that problem. And these people are people like you, the cyberpunks. Fixers are very territorial.
Troszkę wiadomo się
so Padre
nauczyli, ale
specifically works
tą
from
grę
Haywood,
robili
which is where you
od
as a
zera,
street kid grew
z
up in.
niczego
So
jakby
you
nie
already know
korzystali,
him.
nie?
You might have already seen another one of our fixers who is
Że
called
a
Dexter
przemodelujemy
Vachon, and he
Wiedźmina
works
i
in a
będziemy
different
mieli
part of the
takiego
city.
Cyberpunka,
So
to nie to.
specifically Padre, you might know him as a street kid,
Kurde,
but
cosplay
even
chciałem
if you played
jeden
other life
fajny.
paths, you might sooner or later meet him
Chyba
because
nie
he's
będą
operating in
różne.
Haywood,
Jeden-
which is a
jeden
pretty
taki
big
super
place
chciałem,
with
nie?
many good jobs.
On
So if
będzie
you want to make some
kosztowny.
cash there, you will sooner or later deal with Padre.
Philip, thank you so much for joining us. Now,
Młody
my
to
first
są,
playthrough,
zdecyduj.
pretty sure I'm going to be picking Nomad.
Nie pytaj
but
na
for those
hypowanych
watching,
ludzi,
we would
co
love
ty?
to know what you'll be picking. So have a think about it and send us a tweet. Don't forget that later in this episode, we're going to be showing you another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our senior gameplay designer, about just some of the tools of destruction.
Młody,
at the
ciężko
actual
żebyś
disposal in
na
Night
przykład
City.
streamerów
But
albo
before that, let's talk
youtuberów
about music.
pytał, nie?
Because music plays a
Co mają ci
huge part
powiedzieć?
in bringing Night City to life. Now, in future episodes, we're
Że
going
nie
to
są
talk about things
obiektywni.
like radio stations and even the original score.
Widzicie grę,
But
na
today,
razie
we're
tyle
gonna
co
take a look
wszyscy.
behind the scenes at
No
how
i
it
trzeba sobie
fused to bring
zdecydować,
Johnny
no.
Silverhand's band Samurai
Jak zawsze.
to life.
I wouldn't write these lyrics for myself. So
Ale
it's
może
kind of
być to
interesting to get into like
jedna albo
the mindset
najbardziej
of who is this
oczekiwana
character,
gra w
what
ogóle w
they write,
historii, tak mi się wydaje.
What's their agenda?
Nie wiem jak tam był hype przed GTA, chociaż może był taki większy,
It's
ale
interesting to
to
try
jest
to
taki
like catch a
marketing.
language that's his and
Cały
try to
czas
catch
się
a
o tym
language
gada, nie?
That's like a part of this game.
i tak Johnny wygląda w grze, ładnie wygląda. I tu ładnie wygląda. Na tych wcześniejszych tak średnio, nie? A
There is a reason why we're here.
spoko. Johnny się pokazał.
It was Piotr maybe who was a fan of the band.
He knew Refuse.
A
and
nie
knew
wiem,
my voice, and he said,
zobaczymy.
"Oh, that's a perfect voice
Ja
for
będę pewnie w
for
temacie
Johnny."
wiedział. Chociaż tutaj utwory podobno są
And that they wanted, I guess, a sound
nagrane
that was a bit
specjalnie do
contemporary
gry,
from
nie?
when Johnny's supposed to have had the
One są
band.
trochę tam
This is sort of
pozmieniane,
a
więc nie wiem jak będą to
anti-establishment
traktowali.
kind of guy.
Jeśli Redzi nie będą chcieli, żeby to YouTube claimował, to raczej nie powinno być problemu.
That's definitely something that's been a part of my life and a part of Refuse life.
We came out of the punk rock scene of northern Sweden.
He's like the future version of us. You know? So
Nad tym się
I think
jeszcze
it
nie
makes sense. I think
zastanawiałem,
it
ale
makes sense for us
chciałbym z
to be
muzyką.
here making these songs about him or for him. You know? So it's pretty cool.
Ale no wiadomo, że nie chciałbym, żeby były filmy blokowane, bo byście ich nie zobaczyli, więc to jest za coś. No spoko, że trochę gameplaya pokazali. Chociaż trochę, nie?
We don't have a
ścieżek.
different mode than just going all in. So we really worked on these songs, trying to make them as good as possible. But then they're not actually our songs.
Bo wiecie, bo z tych pokazów już takich zamkniętych to ten gameplay był, ale więcej już na razie nie pokazywali, nie? Tak na zamkniętych pokazach.
And I'm here with Johnny Silverhand, you know, so it's like the voice we're representing here is someone else.
Johnny będzie w każdej postaci praktycznie przez całą grę, nie? Od kiedy go spotkamy. No druga najważniejsza postać po naszej. Więc każdy będzie miał dostęp, nieważne czy tam pochodzenie takie czy takie. Obojętnie co tam wybierzecie, to część gry po prostu jest taka sama, tylko masz inne wybory. A część taka mniejsza lub większa jest dostępna dla danej ścieżki, nie? Ale to nie jest, że zupełnie inna gra.
But think of that accent, or think of that like enunciation. It's a bit weird because it's a very different way of singing when you're screaming.
Najbardziej istotną po naszym bohaterze. To jest nasz towarzysz.
Oh yeah, just try it again.
So it's been a bit kind of frustrating.
It wasn't.
Powiedzmy, że w The Last of Us 1 grasz sobie Joelem i druga postać to jest Ellie, nie?
This character that's
to mniej więcej
character
tak.
of the game also is.
Ej, ale to jest
like
render czy co to
It
jest?
makes sense, but yeah, it's
To za ładnie
different to have
wyglądało.
someone telling you exactly how to
Ja to jakiś
enunciate
render.
things, because I'm not used to. Usually people just like give me a thumbs up and then like you know you think the things like the rhythm and you think about the pitch.
To
and
na
you
tym
think about
koncercie
listening, but then
fantastycznie
someone comes in
wyglądało.
like that word sounded weird. I'm like, what? No, that's how I sing. But so it's been a very yeah.
Cześć Arkbar.
At times, but it's alright.
I później pogadamy o tych... O. Później pogadamy o tych kartach, nie? Bo przed Cyberem mają być.
It's a very interesting thing to be part of. As a person that's not a gamer, I don't think I fully understand the impact that this might have. If people like these songs and if people are excited, then that's going to be great. I mean, we are spending a lot of times trying to get this right, trying to get it to sound like, you know, like samurai would sound, you know. So it's quite interesting. It's a very different way of
Easter eggów myślę, że sporo będzie. Redzi lubią easter eggi. No, do wieśka też jakieś tam będą.
You can already find 3 samurai tracks available on streaming services: Chippin' In, Never Fade Away, and The Ballad of Buck Ravers. But we're excited to announce a 4th new song called A Like Supreme, which is coming to streaming services today. That means you can check it out once the show is over. Don't forget that if you're tuning in late, or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channel soon. Next up, Pavel and I are going to introduce you to some creative ways that you can solve problems in Night City.
Tools of Destruction, o kurde. Maszyneria i tam katana była, nie? Przez chwilę.
Hey V, I have a job for you.
Tu jest taki właśnie filtr taki z boku. Zwłaszcza, że tak po boku jest zawsze tak rozmazane, nie?
It could get hot, very hot. The gun dealers on Maelstrom.
Trochę jest właśnie tak poukrywane. Rzecz. O kurde, fajnie wygląda. W skuteczce był, fajnie, fajnie. Nie no, jest moc. Jest moc, no to wszystko, nie? Jak wygląda. Prezentacja jest super, naprawdę jest super. Kurde. No podjarka jest. O, smart weapons to będą namierzane, nie? No, to są te namierzane. Kurde, tam sobie strzelamy obojętnie gdzie i tak leci. O! Thermal katana. To jest Doom czy Cyber? Wszystko. Kurde. Ale musieli tutaj naprawdę powymyślać rzeczy, chociaż one były w podręczniku sporo, ale sporo jest dodanych, nie? To jest ciężki temat, ciężki temat. Fantazję się łatwiej kreuje moim zdaniem. Super, super.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining
me.
Now there was an awful lot in that video, right? Because there's more than just guns.
Absolutely. We have melee weapons, we have range weapons, we have
też są ramy większe moim zdaniem, co tu można stworzyć niż w takich grach no teraźniejszych, ale no spoko.
I think just for today's episode we should keep it simple and let's just talk about guns. Can you tell us the different types of guns that will be in the game?
So we have 3 distinct types of guns in our game. We have power weapons,
kanapka z kurczakiem, no
smart weapons.
Mięso już jest sztuczne, nie? W tym świecie. Ja też oglądałem ostatnio wywiad z Pawłem Sasko, gdzie mówił, że wymyślanie tych rzeczy to jedno, ale one mają tak wyglądać, jak ewentualnie by mogły wyglądać, nie? Nie, że to nie jest możliwe, tylko jest tam możliwe w jakimś tam stopniu. Nie może być totalnie abstrakcyjne, więc...
To hit somebody who's not even aware that you're there. Smart
Więc
weapons
fajnie.
use guided missile technology to actually track targets in real time. So you can hit somebody who's dodging, running away
No
from
tak,
you,
tam
or
mają
you can hit
sztuczne mięso, bo
somebody
już
who's hiding behind
zwierzęta
cover.
też wyginęły,
So
nie?
Pavel, Cyberpunk doesn't just contain FPS elements, right? It's also a fully fledged RPG. So can
Mają
you tell
jeszcze
us
jakieś
how
tam
you guys approached
niektórzy
introducing those RPG
bardzo drogie,
elements
ale
into
tak
gunplay?
to...
So I can tell you
Tak
one
to
thing,
sztuczne.
Holly. It wasn't easy to merge those two elements together. Now, we've spent a considerable amount of time merging the RPG and FPP side of our game. What the player will experience is that
Powiem wam, że
he
dzisiaj to
changes
wygląda,
from
nie
a
wiem, jakoś tak
small-time
lepiej, nie?
mercenary to a legend in the world of Night City.
Nie wiem, wygląda
He becomes
lepiej niż
more and
ostatnio.
more proficient
Nie wiem
in
czemu.
using weapons as the game progresses. So they will see that
Graficznie
reload
po prostu. I
times
tak tu jest
become
Full HD.
shorter, the accuracy of your weapons grows.
Wygląda nieźle.
You will have faster aiming time, you will move faster.
Wiadomo, że
with your
optymalizacja
weapons.
cały czas idzie, ale
Everything becomes
i
more
z dnia
in
na
your
dzień ta
control,
gra
and
jest
that gives you
no lepiej
more
prowadzona, ale...
opportunities to defeat the
to
biggest
spoko.
encounters that we've designed for
Nawet
you.
jakby tak gra wyglądała,
So I
to
have
spoko,
prepared a few
może być.
extra questions for you, Pavel, if you're feeling up to it.
Of course.
Okay, well the first is going to be, how do you find more weapons in Night City? Like, where will players be looking for them?
So I expect the players to look everywhere for new
A
and
czy
exciting
te
weapons.
filtry to
You can of
będą?
course
Ta gra ma
buy
taki
weapons
filtr.
at vendor shops,
To raczej
and
zostanie,
they will
nie?
house an entire
Trochę
catalog
takiego
of
ziarna,
weaponry
może
that
to
you
ziarno
can get.
można wyłączyć, ale...
However, the best weapons that you can find will be taken from
Ale taki
enemies
filtr
or loot caches that you have
nierealistyczny
everywhere
jest.
in Night City.
To tak.
The weapons rarities range from common through uncommon up to rare and then legendary.
A no wiadomo,
and as they
mamy
go in rarity, they actually climb in power.
różną
However,
rzadkość
legendary
broni.
weapons are very specific in such a way that they possess unique abilities that you will find on no other weapons in the game. The players will actually need to make some tough choices to find some legendary weapons, because maybe they need to choose whether to kill a person who holds the legendary weapons that they want, or to spare them because they like them as a character.
So next question, let's talk about weapon modifications.
Takie są
What
wybory, na
mods
przykład
can people give to their
jakiś
weapons
przeciwnik
in
albo
Night
postać ma jakąś
So we have
legendarną
two types
broń i
of
możecie ją
modifications
zabić
in the
albo
game.
puścić, no
One
to
of
wtedy
them
nie
would
macie
be
tej giwery, nie?
modifications that we call attachments.
Ale
So
może
these
ona
will be
być ważna
scopes and
później na jakiejś
silencers,
innej
and you
misji
can
albo
see
coś.
them actually being attached to your
Więc
weapon as you're playing the
zawsze
game. They give you statistics
szare wybory,
advantage,
nie
and
ma
they give you more
czarno-białych.
opportunities in gameplay. The
Będą
other
się bawić
part
z
of
nami.
mods would be software mods. Now these are basically small chips that you install in your
Będą się
weapon,
bawić.
and they actually change the statistics of the gun. They can
Myślę,
give
że jeszcze
you
bardziej
damage,
niż
they
w
can
Wieśku,
give you
ale to tak do
accuracy, or
potęgi.
they can give you more fire rate. Some of those mods actually change the gunplay on a more fundamental level, so they can give you non-lethal
Zabijać
rounds,
wszystko. Zabij
biochemical
Kowala.
rounds to tear through that armor even
Zabij
faster.
Kowala i git.
So I suppose for my
I wtedy
final
masz wszystkie,
question, why
cały
don't you
jego
tell us about your
ekwipunek.
favorite weapon then? Which is your favorite weapon so far in Night City?
Oh, there are so many weapons that it's hard to choose just one. But I can mention some manufacturers with their weapons that I absolutely adore.
Zabijasz
The first
wszystkich,
manufacturer
potem masz
would be
zakończenie,
Tsunami Defense
zginąłeś i
Systems,
tyle.
who produces the sniper rifle Nekomata. That's a tech
I o
sniper
kurczę, co ja
rifle.
zrobiłem
That means
źle?
that it can pierce through walls. So you can actually hit somebody who's hiding
Sprzedałem
behind
Ciri
cover, or
cesarzowi?
who doesn't even know you're there. Of course, I also like a close quarters approach. And what that needs is a shotgun.
Rękę
One of
dostaniesz
the
jego.
shotguns that we have in the game is
Albo
Budget
okulary.
Arms Carnage. Now that thing is cast from pure steel and it weighs a ton. However, you can cut a
Może się
person
pojawi.
clean in half with it. Another shotgun that I absolutely love, it's for a more refined approach, I would say.
A pompa jest
is a
fajna.
smart shotgun.
W sumie lubię
Cut
pompę.
off
Jak z
that
pierwszej
thing
osoby
has
to pompka
8
spoko.
barrels, and that means it can track 8 targets
Ale
independently.
zobaczcie, jak te giwery
Now,
wyglądają,
killing an
nie?
entire
No to jest coś
room was
akurat.
never simpler.
Pavel, thank you so
To jest
much
coś,
for
jak to się
joining
wkręci,
me.
to jest
Thank you
mega
for having
zrobione.
me.
I'm actually pretty
El
interested
Pompeo,
to see
no?
what kind of weapons people discover when they play Cyberpunk for themselves. Before we end episode 2, this is a reminder that those who wish to dive deeper into the lore can now pick up The World of Cyberpunk 2077. This is a brand
Kurde,
new
te
book
gry to już jest
created in
przeginka powoli, bo
collaboration
nad
with
każdą
Dark Horse
pierdołą
Books that will give you
macie taki
an
na przykład taką
extensive
spluwę.
look at what makes Night City tick
Żeby
before
to
jumping into the
wymodelować,
game
zrobić,
this
to są
November.
kurde
That is it
miesiące,
for today's
tygodnie, nie?
episode. thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you
Kurde,
just
no,
want to
masakra.
watch again, we will be uploading everything
Dobra, no
to
to
our
tyle.
channels shortly. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back with Night City Wire Episode 3 soon.
No to tyle, proszę państwa. Fajne, myślałem, że będzie mniej pokazane dzisiaj, może jakieś takie pogaduchy, ale jest całkiem nieźle, więc dziękujemy. Można oczywiście wbić na sklepik i see you next time.